Riley, Zach from Marathon. Hey, it's great to see you. May I take a seat?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So always great to see you. How is Susan and the kids?
Good.
Good. I just recently saw on Facebook that Timmy made the honor roll.
Yeah.
You must be such a proud father.
Sure.
And I have to tell you, just walking through the store right now, you're always one of my favorite people to visit, and you're generally one of the best stores in my territory. When I walked in, I was greeted by a member of your staff. I never have to worry about it being dirty, and as well, it's one of the most organized stores in my territory. By the way, the coffee bar looks excellent out there. So your leadership style and the way you do things around here, it really shows to me, and I appreciate that, and it really makes me look good to my boss. So I just want to commend you on that first. You really are one of the best in my territory. And you know, I value your time. So you said we're working about a 15-minute window?
Yep.
Okay. So definitely some things I want to touch on. I want to follow up on some of our past decisions. I also want to talk about, you know, some of the territory and the competition that we discussed over the phone. You know, I want to introduce to you a new program that I think is going to really benefit your store. And I also want to address some of the concerns you voiced to me and maybe answer any questions that you might have. Okay. Is there anything that I should add to our agenda today?
No, that's perfect.
Sounds about right. Okay. So in the past, it's always just been you and me talking. Does any other parties need to be involved for a decision today?
No.
Okay. So we just implemented this new program, specifically the coffee, also the walking beer cooler, as well as the ATM machine. Could you give me a little background about how that's going in your store?
Yeah. So I mean, all in all, it's driven an incremental amount of revenue and obviously profit as well, but just not to the extent that we had hoped.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping to have an ROI on the $20,000 investment in about 6 months. It's from the trend that's occurring now, it's looking to be about a 2-year ROI now. So just longer than what I had hoped, but at least I'm getting some incremental lift out of the investment. It's just not to the extent that I had hoped.
Okay, and do you think you attribute that to the traffic in your store or the conversion rate of people that walk into your store?
I mean, I think I'm getting the same traffic that I had previously. I think they're just buying more product now. That's
Okay.
what it is. I'm not seeing new faces inside of my store.
Okay, so traffic is something we need to work on.
Yeah.
Definitely I want to address that concern right now because I know we talked about it over the phone. So I want to be very transparent with you in the fact that our projections are on a nationwide average. So obviously some people are a little bit above that curve, as well as you've seen some are a little bit below that curve. You know, we're getting that investment a little slower than we thought. The good thing is it is working. We're seeing it looks like about $4,000 profit a month.
Yep.
So we're going to get to that investment. We're going to get there. It's just going to take a little bit longer. And I appreciate your patience working with us. And your feedback helps us because our goal at the end of the day is making sure these programs are the best to make sure we're getting you profit and we're giving you success. So maybe it's a little rigid. Maybe we aren't able to be as flexible in your marketplace. And it helps us with that. So, and you know, maybe I think we're kind of capitalizing on your existing traffic and maybe not driving that traffic. And that's something I want to talk about with the new program.
Okay.
So I appreciate your patience with us. Are you currently doing any store promotions or advertising in the area?
Not a lot.
Not a lot? Okay. And I've identified your target market mainly as college students from Findlay, the interstate traffic off of 75, the residential properties in the area, as well as business professionals on their way to work. Would you say that's correct, or would there be anybody else that I should add to that?
Yeah, I guess the only other segment is probably I get a good wave of construction workers in the morning for breakfast and coffee.
Okay. And let's say, you know, 10 people come and get gasoline at your store. How many of those 10 would you say you convert into your convenience store and make a purchase?
On average, probably 33%.
30, okay. All right, and you also discussed over the phone that competition is starting to pick up in the area a little bit. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, they're just in the convenience store industry as a whole. I feel like you really have to start finding ways to differentiate your location compared to the competition. And it's not that there's really new competition; they're just getting a better product slate that's hurting me a little bit. So that's why I'm really wanting to look at a food service.
So they have a larger product assortment.
Correct.
Okay. And you mentioned the full service food option, and I definitely want to touch on that. Is there a specific reason that you wanted to implement that, or what got you interested?
Yeah, I mean, I think just as a whole, from a convenience store perspective, consumers are starting to expect hot food when they go inside the store.
Okay.
The profit margin as well as the sales on food service is extremely high. So as long as it's implemented properly, I really think I can drive the incremental income that I was hoping for.
Okay. So let me just recap and make sure that I understand everything correctly. So it looks like we're not getting as much traffic, and that's kind of hurting the programs we've implemented in the past. We're not doing much store promotions or advertising currently. Our target market's about college student, interstate traffic, residential properties, as well as construction, business professionals. We're converting about 33% of the people that get gasoline. Not much to differentiate you from the competition that started to come in, as well as, people are looking for that hot food when they come into your store. Does that sound about correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to talk to you about today, and before I get into that, I just want to reiterate my goal. You and me, we're a partnership here. So your success, kind of relates to my success as well as your failures. Marathon as a whole, we make our money from obviously the petroleum and the gas fuel that you sell at your store. So in order to us to, be in line with our goals, we need to make sure we can drive as many people into your store as possible and make you as successful as possible. So it's a partnership here. And I brought this program to you today for 3 reasons. One, you discussed that the competition's increasing. We have to differentiate you from those competitors now more than ever. The gasoline margins, they're starting to increase. So we need to really up that traffic, especially off Interstate 75. And lastly, we've kind of been more reliant on captivating your already traffic. I think we really need to increase and drive people to your store. Does that sound about correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I brought to you today, it's called the Crispy Crunchy Chicken Program. So it's a quick serve Louisiana style restaurant. It's currently in 41 states across 2,300 locations. And you know what they say down south? If it's crispy, it's crunchy, it's gonna make you money, okay? And the best thing about this is it's the fastest growing convenience store location across the nation as well. It's completely exclusive to Marathon, so you don't have to worry about other competitors installing this as well. So before we get into logistics of the program, I think it's really important that you fall in love with the actual product. So let me ask you a question, Riley. What's your favorite way to eat your chicken?
That's a good question. Is that home?
No, I'm
Fried.
sorry, it's fried, so
Yeah.
okay. Would you like the
Fried.
chicken tender or the chicken wings?
I like wings.
Wings? Okay.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a tender guy. The great thing about this is we have options for absolutely everybody across the board. And what this is really going to do for your store, it's going to make it a one-stop shop. And that's our goal with everything, okay? So what we have here, to give you a little, some examples about, bringing it back to our target market. First off, we have, you said you're a chicken wing guy, we have those. So college students. Findlay is obviously a big demographic. Let's say we have tailgate, we have game day. Your buddy calls you up, he wants to tailgate. You gotta go pick up your 12-pack of beer and you gotta go get the chicken wings. We're gonna do that, one-stop shop at your store. Okay? And then also, we have the interstate traffic is what we're really trying to draw. So we have the chicken sandwich. So, truck drivers driving, it's the middle of winter, Interstate 75, he sees that crispy, crunchy chicken, something that he recognizes because he just came down from Louisiana. And he's going to have that ability to stop, fuel up his truck, and as well as get his crispy and hot food. Then we also have the families, residential properties. There's something that we really want to target. So the wife calls you up, Susan, and she really she's had a rough day, and she wants you to pick up some groceries on the way home, and as well you need to feed the kids. Okay, so what you're going to do, they're all kind of picky. I don't know about your kids, but mine, they're quite picky. So you got the rice, beans, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, biscuits, fries. Across the board, you have options for the whole family, as well as you can get your milk, your eggs, and as well as feed the car. I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to stop at Walmart, Kroger, and do all of that. We're going to do a one-stop shop. And then lastly, you said the construction workers and the business professionals. They're running late to work. They want to get their hot coffee from your bar, and then they can pick up their hot sandwiches for breakfast. They can pick up their chicken, their biscuits, their empanadas, and like I said, they can also pick up their coffee. So it's very complementary to your current programs as well. And we have the crispy seafood as well as something, especially with Lent, it's going to be coming up soon, huge seasonal thing. You can implement that, to kind of target that, that demographic as well. Is there anything you see here that you possibly wouldn't eat?
I guess from a C-store perspective, I was looking at a pizza offering just from a ease to implement. So obviously, my main concern with chicken would be putting fryers in my store.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't like the smell of grease. So like, you're frying all this stuff up. Is my store gonna really smell of grease implementing this program?
So one of the big things is, like we said, we want to get that traffic, and I think, when you're driving down the street and you smell that, I don't know about you, but I think one of the best things to do is you smell the food before you see it, okay? And it's going to be a big thing with the crispy, crunchy chicken as well. But, the great thing about this is, let's say, you're not a fan of honey biscuits or people in your area aren't eating it. This program is completely flexible. It's completely customizable. So you have the option, if you wanted to sell just French fries, if you wanted to sell just chicken sandwiches, that's up to your discretion. Because I know with some of our past programs have been kind of rigid in the fact that, you can't adapt to the market quickly. With this, we can try things out, we can see how they work, and we can test them in Findlay area, and we can really, adapt to what your customers like. How's that sound?
That's good. I'm not very familiar with frying. Is there training around how to actually implement the frying?
Absolutely. So I'll get to the resource team in a little bit, but we do have a full resource team that's going to be able to implement both the training on-site or virtual, and I'll get into that a little bit more as well.
Okay.
So one thing that we also discussed is the margins is going to be very important to you. Across the board on this, 51% margins, okay?
Oh.
So every product you sell, you're going to be able to take home half with you.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. And, we also want this to be affordable. We want this to be, accessible to all your people in the demographic. So a typical meal here is going to be around $5.99. And with Business Insider, typical fast food meal is going to be between $5 to $7. So we've written right on that price point. A typical family meal is going to cost you around $16.99. Okay. Household income in Findlay is about $44,000. So easily accessible as well to those. And let me ask you a question, Ryan. Do you know how many chicken competitors there are in Findlay?
I mean, I guess I know KFC, Lee's, but that's about it.
Yep, those are actually the only two. And do you know how many of those are located right off Interstate 75?
None that I can think of in Findlay, at least.
KFC would be probably
Oh, yeah,
considered right off of there. And do you know how many of those sell gasoline?
Well, none.
And then, okay, exactly. So right there, that's going to differentiate you from the competition, which was a concern of ours. And then, like I said, it's flexible, and this is going to be the food option. Second thing I want to talk about is definitely give you a feel of that store environment. Okay, so this is going to be the inside of your store. Okay, it's really pop. It's giving you that professional, custom brand image. Okay, as well as this is going to be the look of that store, outside of the store. So again, very colorful, very pop. This is going to give you visibility from the road, okay? And this is also going to give you the opportunity to put signage on the interstate, so you can get that food and gas sign on the interstate and really drive that interstate traffic, like we said. You're gonna have the ability to do professional branding. I know you said you weren't able to do advertising promotion as much, so we set you up with a team of our marketing department. They're going to have the ability to do social media, target that college demographic. We're going to have the ability to do mailers, to also target the families and let them know you're here. We're able to do seasonal promotions as well as tailgate promotions to get that college and that seasonal aspect and really do the business driving aspect. Last thing I know you're concerned about, this is a lot to take on sometimes, okay? But the great thing is we set you up with a resource team. So that includes food distributors, that includes marketing partners, that includes training, that also includes the design graphics team. So our headquarters is in Cincinnati area, and they're going to have the ability to be on site, help you train, help you virtually train as well, and we have this online hub that's going to give you access to all of that. Okay. And like any great thing in this world, it's not free. Okay. So it's going to be a one-time investment of $35,000, and after that investment, it's totally yours. There's no franchise fees, there's no royalty fees. Okay. So after you make that investment, it's going to get you the kitchen, it's going to set up the store completely, and then from there you can decide your menu. You can work with our partners as well and get their expertise and see how you want to do this. What are you feeling about this? What's your thought? When do you want to get started?
Is there a way to do a taste test next week at a store nearby?
We can do a taste test. I'm sorry to bring in, you're probably hungry right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can definitely set up a taste test. The thing is though, with the season coming up, we really need to get this implemented now. It's going to be 30 days to get it implemented. And I think, you need to trust me as a partner. You need to trust me. And I really think, implementing this as soon as possible is going to be the beneficial to you.
Why don't we do a taste test next week and we'll go from there?
Okay,
Okay.
we can do that. And is there any, questions or concerns that you have that are holding you back from this?
No, it's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.